T-Talk, the best radio show. Spilling the tea with Ashley, me. T-Talk, the best radio show. Spilling the
Hi.
T-Talk, the best.
Welcome back. Okay, so where were we?
We were going to talk about bloggers.
Ooh, the taboo subject.
This subject, though.
Yeah, you want to go first?
First of all, I love my bloggers, guys. You're doing good. Okay? Not that any of you are actually my bloggers, because you're probably not. But God, sometimes I just wonder, like, okay, some of the issues with bloggers are A, they don't blog your shit. B, they have their own set of rules, which doesn't make sense. I understand some of them, but some of them I really don't.
Yeah.
Or C, they just do a horrible job.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem I have with bloggers, and again, to second Jake's message, the bloggers I do have right now and that are blogging my stuff, I love it. I live for it. It's amazing. But yeah, the thing, and this doesn't apply to any other bloggers that I have on my list right now because I've been cleaning. It's that some people just want to get free shit.
Yes, that's what it is. That is what it is.
And some people get super entitled.
That's
super
what I don't
entitled.
understand. That is really what I don't understand.
And it's never the good ones. The good bloggers are never entitled. They're always the nicest people.
I know. Maybe that's why they're the good bloggers.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, in reality.
Yeah, here's a spoiler alert for life. Nice people are successful.
Yep.
Why? Because people like to work with them because they're nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
true.
Anybody who's listening and who thinks that being a crazy, demanding diva is what's going to get you somewhere, you're wrong. Even
we'll just
ask myself, like, since I started my store until now, since I started my previous store until now, so it's been years, it's been a humbling experience, and you don't always get to be a bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, and you should. But most times, if you're nice, you just get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just went on a rant there. But,
right. When a blogger, someone who's getting your stuff for free, I mean, they are doing a service, but the key thing is they get your stuff for free. They should blog it.
Yeah.
And recently I saw a post on Facebook. Someone was complaining because some designer instead of sending out in the notices the actual item to be blogged for an event, instead of sending out the actual item for people to blog, they sent out a picture of the item and told bloggers if they wanted to blog it to message them, and they would send it to them for free.
Yeah.
And this person was complaining. Yeah,
let me be Michelle and give a little backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Some events, not all of them, but a lot of events, the way they work, for people who are not familiar, designers send the items through group notices, and the bloggers grab the items from there, and that's how they blog. I mean, it's kind of a very flawed system because not only the bloggers get it, but also all the other designers and the people that are in the group that you don't really know if they're bloggers or not. And it happens in a lot of events that there's like 40 or 50 bloggers listed, and you only see like 8 or 10 people actually posting the stuff.
Right.
So it is like what this person that you just said was complaining about is that some designers opt to just send the notice and say, if you're interested in buying this, send me a message and I'll send you the items, which is very reasonable.
Yeah. You're still getting the item for free. But this person went on to say, since when are people sending out pictures and not actual items? I don't have time for that. Next. I was like, really? Really? Are you that important and self-entitled that you don't have time to click on a picture and if you like it to message the person who's offering it for free if you want to use it? I mean, come on. I did that whenever I first joined one of my first events because most of the bloggers were fashion bloggers and I make furniture and decor. And I was like, I'm not about to send my product
free furniture
to over 100 people for free when possibly 0 people are going to blog it.
Which is completely reasonable.
That's just giving away 100 free items for nothing.
It's not like a crazy demand. And also, if you're a blogger, you shouldn't have a problem having to message a designer.
Right.
What kind of blogger are you that you need to be spoon-fed the items so you can maybe decide to post them? And I've seen this in one blog specifically that I'm going to quote, paraphrase, but a lot of people are like this. And some bloggers, they will have like a disclaimer saying that they don't want any drama or problems with designers from events because they're not blogging their items. And they're like, maybe your items suck and that's why I don't blog them. Work harder. And they're all cheeky about it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you signed up to blog for an event, you have to be fucking impartial. It's your job to blog those items and post them and make a post. Even if you hate it, just write about how much you hate it. I don't care. But it's your job as a blogger to showcase the items that you're getting for free to review.
Right. If you want to be the kind of blogger who only wants to blog stuff you like and want to blog, then you should be the kind of blogger who buys the shit. Otherwise...
Yeah, or don't join events.
Right.
Just get stores that you like to sponsor you.
Yeah.
If you're a good blogger, they are going to get you. They're going to accept you.
Exactly. But, and going back to the thing of the guy who didn't quote unquote have time to look at the picture and message the person if they wanted it. If the designer who is making stuff and has to meet deadlines for events and stuff can send out a notice, take a picture, send out a notice for you, then you as a blogger have time to click a picture and see if you want it.
Yeah, that's a criteria I had for some of the bloggers that I kicked out of the group, and then I just gave up on the group altogether and switched to the mailing list so I can silently kick them out. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have to deal with them messaging me when they get, because, you know, when they get ejected from a group, they inevitably get a message saying, you've been ejected from this group by this person. And it's awkward because they message you like, oh, can you give me a second chance? I lost my computer in the forest for a month and I couldn't log. And I'm like, no, I have a 2 weeks limit after you get the item, and here's why. If I can make new stuff every 2 weeks, you can make a fucking blog post every 2 weeks.
Right.
Featuring those items. And I know I sound like I'm belittling the process. I'm not. I know that bloggers who are good at what they do, they take their time and they work hard on what they do.
And they make beautiful posts.
But it doesn't take anybody more than 2 weeks to do that.
Right.
It's a picture, and sure, you need to edit it, and then you need to credit the URLs and the links to everything, and it's some work, but it does not take 2 weeks, Mama.
Right. Exactly.
And that's just the thing. Sadly, there's a lot of people that made the word blogger a bad word because they just became quote unquote bloggers to get free shit.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate tea. But what they don't know is that designers can fucking tell which is which, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
When I get like an application for Blogger and they're like, I blog every day and I've been blogging since 2012. And I go and look at their Flickr and it's like 5 posts in there. And I'm like, okay, the numbers don't add up because it hasn't been 5 days since 2012. So you're lying.
Yeah.
So
Or they
Your
say they've been
filter.
blogging for a few years, and you go and look at their Flickr or something, and they're still only getting like one fave.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those. They were like, yeah, I've been blogging for 3 years, and I go to the Flickr pages, and they get like 2 favorites at the most, and they get like 10 views, and I'm like, I already got my own Flickr for that kind of shitty views and favorite ratio.
Mhm. Yeah.
If I'm looking for a blogger, it's because they get more views and more favorites and more exposure.
Yeah.
Like Magnolia. I'm not like I do want to like then they become or like like, oh, designers are hateful and they don't give opportunities to new bloggers, and I'm like, I do though.
But
And
I also
have.
feel like to start off as a blogger, you need to start off buying stuff and then make great posts, prove yourself as a good blogger, just like anyone else starting off in a business or any kind of creative
Yeah.
venture. You have
I
to
don't
put some
think
money
that-
into it. You can't just start off getting free stuff and from day one.
Yeah, I don't think you can just decide I'm gonna be a blogger and like right away get 10 sponsors of the top stores in Second Life and just blog. 'Cause-
Right.
And that's how you can tell when those people are that those people are the ones that just want free stuff.
Yeah, and like with my bloggers, my good bloggers, which all my bloggers are good, otherwise I wouldn't have them. You can tell like they started off because they were doing it for fun and they enjoyed it. And you
Yeah.
can still see that in their stuff, and it's just like a bonus that they have sponsors now.
Yeah. And like again, it's not to belittle bloggers and their profession because it's very valid. It's just I'm making a distinction that there's this quote unquote bloggers that are not really bloggers. They're just freeloaders.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really care. They just put together a picture sort of and they're like, oh, I'm gonna look really professional. Let me make a blog. It's gonna be called Fashion of Destiny, and I'm gonna have this layout that I'm stealing from this blog and that blog. I'm gonna mash it together and everybody's gonna give me free stuff. And I'm like, you know what? It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because sure, and yeah, like again, to go back to what I was saying, like people don't give chances to new bloggers or young bloggers, and I'm like, I fucking did, and some of them were disappointing, and some of them weren't.
Yeah. Yeah, I did accept a couple people who had, 2 or 3 faves, and I'm like, well, they just started a couple months ago or something, and they're doing pretty good, and they have beautiful pictures, so I'm fine with that. And they don't
Right,
seem like
it's-
they're trying to get free stuff. They're actually doing it because they enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just you can just tell on some of them.
yeah, you can absolutely tell.
Yeah. Like when someone sends me an application and I go and look at their blog and it's only fashion. They've never done any furniture, never credited any furniture to anyone ever. Why are you applying to me?
Yeah,
Do
They
you
want
just
free
want
furniture.
free furniture for your house? I mean, come on. You're not just suddenly going to become a furniture designer because I opened applications.
yeah. In that case, it's kind of like easier for you to tell, like, okay, you just want free stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like as a fashion designer-ish, like quote unquote, I'm not a fashion designer. I don't think.
You
I don't know.
create
I
fashion
mean, yeah.
SL.
I make
Yeah.
I make
You're a
clothes.
fashion designer, shoot.
Sure.
Those grid boots, come on.
But I'm like, I'm like easier to target, because
Mhm.
I think people can, even if they don't have a house where they can put furniture, they can stand at a sandbox and look pretty with their free shoes that they got
Yeah.
from the little dum dum from Carpaccio that sent them a pack. And like, yeah, it's frustrating, and also they're always so, I don't know, the ones that are disappointing, the ones that I end up kicking out or like rejecting
Mm-hmm.
are always the ones that end up like cussing you out, like messaging you, like, oh, you're such a bitch, you didn't blah blah blah. And
Very
I'm like,
confrontational.
right, and it's like, well, that shows how professional you are.
Right.
Like if you know your shit, if you know what you're doing, you know that it's been 2 months and you haven't blocked something, and you know that you're gonna get removed.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, this designer is the devil because they kicked me out. No, bitch, know your shit. You didn't do anything for 2 months.
Yeah.
So
It's
go
a pretty
away.
simple. It's a pretty simple concept. If someone's going to send you something for free, and you're a blogger, you blog it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that their time is worth anything. It is, but it's also like they're getting the free stuff, and it's our time and our work.
Right.
And
Our job is to
not-
create stuff and sell it, and we do that.
Mhm.
It's not like we were telling people we don't sign up for an event and then just not make something.
Right, that's the thing, and that's what a lot of bloggers do. They just try to get into events, and they try to look professional, and they get into the events, and they just get all the free shit and never do it. And I'm like, sure, I could try and look like a professional designer and then get in a big event and not make an item. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Not doing my job,
Mm-hmm.
and it's unthinkable. Like you wouldn't do it, but
Right.
why is it okay for a blogger to do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, there are rules. Like, why do you need rules? Like, okay, well, that's a little. Okay, you can have rules, but
To an extent.
shouldn't. It's like most people that have rules, it's like a common sense thing, or like they've had problems in the past. And I get it. There are good bloggers that have like disclaimers, like, you know, if you send me a review copy and I don't, you know, and I can't review it, like don't send me anything without contacting me previously, because there are bloggers that are so good that designers are actually chasing after them.
Yeah.
So it becomes a problem to them, and it's I understand why they have rules. You know,
Yeah.
as simple as please contact me before you send me free stuff, and then get mad that I didn't blog it. But that's
Oh yeah, definitely.
that's
Or-
the thing with me, and what ticks me off. It's the bloggers that are seeking me, and I send them this stuff, and then they never do anything with it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
why did you even come chasing?
And then I understand other rules, like, you know, I'm not going to blog anything nude. I'm not going to do any nudity or sexual or do things with drugs on it. Okay, I understand that. But
Oh sure,
but saying
'Cause that-
something like,
that's
if I don't
beneficial
like it, I'm
because
not
then
going
it
to
doesn't.
blog it. Well, you shouldn't have signed up for it.
I think that the nudity and the drugs and the whatever, I think it's beneficial because if it has any of those things, it gets flagged on Flickr, and people have to log in to see it. So that means like instantly a lot less views
Right.
and shit, and it's gonna gray out all of their pictures in the future because you know your account kind of gets flagged forever. And
Mhm.
like whatever you upload, like Flickr is going to assume that you're uploading titties, so it's going to get grayed out.
All those nibbles.
So like I understand that they refrain from, you know, titties and shit like that, so it doesn't get flagged, and it's good for fucking business.
Exactly.
It has a logical reason. And I'm not against titties or drugs. I mean, come on, bring them on.
I think we have a whole episode about drugs. I mean,
Oh yeah, we never aired it, but yeah. But yeah, it just really grinds my gears, I guess.
yeah.
That is like the worst thing. I've stopped talking to people, and there's been people that I knew, people that I was friendly with. I wouldn't say I was friends, besties, but I knew them, they knew me, and we were friendly, and they asked me for stuff. Like, it wasn't me being like, oh, because you're my friend, I'm going to send you this for free. Because I've done that to a couple of people, and even if, regardless if they have blogs or not, like, I don't care. Like, when I send you stuff, sometimes you make a Tumblr post on your blog, and, like, I appreciate that, but if you didn't make a post, like, it would be okay, I'm just sending it to you because you're a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But and I assume full responsibility because it comes from me, and the people were not asking for it.
Right.
But it really, really upsets me when they ask for it. Some people, someone even asked me for stuff, and they even asked for a friend of them that I didn't even know. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, my friend has a blog too. Can you like send her some stuff too? And I was like, sure, because I mean, I thought I trusted, I thought I could trust they were going to do something with it, and they didn't even, and in this case, they didn't even have like a mega successful blog, even though they probably thought they did, but it had like, I don't know, like an average of like 30 favorites, which is decent, but it's not like, I mean, some people are getting hundreds.
Right.
So it's not that big of a deal. So I was like, well, whatever. I'll give them a chance. I'll give this to them because, I'm friendly with them. I think they're nice people. But then, like, weeks started to go by, and I would see that the people would make blog posts, and my stuff would never really be featured in it. And months started to go by, and I was like, oh, okay, you're dead to me now. Because it's, like I said earlier, if I send you the stuff, it's like I'm imposing, and it shouldn't even be like that because I'm sending you free shit. But I understand that it's kind of like imposing on you, and maybe you don't like the stuff, but you don't say anything because you're nice. But, I get that, and I don't expect anything in return if it comes from me to send them items. But if they're asking me for specific things even, not even like, oh, can you send me like a random review pack? No, like send me this thing, please, and my friend, and my uncle, and my mom, and then you don't do anything with it. It's like, no, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah, I think that happened to me too with the same person.
It's made me self-conscious at times. I was like, it made me doubt my stuff. I was like, oh, I guess my stuff is shitty, and they do like high fashion, or like they do better quality, and I need to up my game. Oh no, my shoes suck. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. But then it's like, no, bitch, snap out of it. They asked you for it.
Snap out of it.
They asked you for it, so they're implying that they like it. So, yeah, it's on them. And fuck those people.
Absolutely.
Well, anyway, I think that's the tea. I appreciate bloggers.
Bloggers too. Oh my gosh.
Bloggers do a great thing, and I know they must enjoy it. Like, I would enjoy getting free shit too. Yeah. Which, and I'm not saying they do it for that.
Yeah, no. The good ones.
The good ones, it must, feel good that designers trust you with their creations, and trust that you're going to do a good job. And it feels good. Like, as a designer, it feels really good when I see a blogger make a really cool post with really
I love it.
Beautiful photos using your stuff. It's like,
I love it.
I love that. And I'm really sad that there's so many fake bloggers taken away from that.
Yeah. What are the other topics?
The SL Illuminati.
Now that I find interesting. I don't know much about it, but it's just a strange phenomenon. I
don't know anything about it.
Me either. It's so mysterious.
The first time I heard about it was years ago, and it was somebody I don't even think is in SL anymore. And they told me that, like, certain stores that were really big at the time, and are still kind of big and kind of killing it, were part of like an association. Like, they were all kind of like in agreement with each other. And then sort of like dominated commerce and Second Life and dictated, the style and whatever.
Interesting.
And I don't remember if they actually called it the SL Illuminati, but that's the first time I heard about it. And then obviously I heard a lot of things through the years.
Yeah.
However, like the optimistic part of me wants to think that it's just really talented people doing well.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that's the optimistic side because that means that if my talent is good enough, then maybe I'll do well. I'll do a little portion of what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it still seems like a real thing.
Well, I still feel like, yeah, it has to.
Because, yeah.
But then again, that's also like the lizard brain trying to convince us that, okay, they're successful because they're in a mafia.
Well, wow.
Well, I don't know if it's a mafia, but I do think that connections are key elements
Oh, yes.
of running a business.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like so much. Because when you see a new something open up and instantly they're in like, the big events and stuff, it's like, oh, they know someone. So.
Yep, being connected, that's the thing.
Definitely.
And also, like, you never know who you might know that might come up with a very successful event.
Yeah.
And then you're in it, and it was just a connection. It was just this friend you had.
Right.
And that happens. So I don't think it's like a mafia thing, but I do think connections are.
Yeah, they're not going around like closing down small businesses.
Right. It's not like they grab a baseball bat and destroy tiny stores. But yeah, definitely. I definitely believe that being connected is important. And some people whole careers in SLs because they're connected, and this applies to the real world as well, which is kind of like like an understatement. Like it's kind of like a
Yeah.
thing. Like we all know, if you're connected,
But it seems to really apply in SL.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're holding back.
Yeah, I know. I know. I just think it's interesting that someone who, okay, let me refresh here. There's something to be said when someone with relatively low skill and what am I trying to say? I'll just say with low skill.
Yeah, low skill pretty much cuts it.
Can suddenly start this new venture and be an instant success. Like literally instant success.
Yeah.
Like big.
Yeah, you see that happening. You see stores popping up and you're like, oh, where did they come from? And oh, everybody's wearing them.
Right.
What's up?
It's like, oh, they were established a month ago? Oh,
Oh, well, everybody's wearing your clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just saying clothes is like an example.
Right.
But like, yeah, it happens with a lot of things. Like, could happen with furniture. Like, oh, look, a new furniture store. And oh, suddenly everybody decorates with that.
And I understand sometimes all it takes is like one event for you to be big.
Yeah.
But sometimes that one event has like a waiting list of great, amazing designers who have been around
Thank you.
for a long time.
Thank you.
But suddenly, but
totally assuming it's about me.
yes, absolutely. But now because this interesting new business has connections, they're in this event or a event. I'm not even being specific here. I'm not like,
Yeah, no, me either.
But and then they're in that event and they're suddenly the biggest. It's just crazy. It's definitely a connections thing.
I do think it's without connections, it only happens in very rare cases, you know? Like if some people, maybe they're not connected, but they get featured in like a really big blog, or, you know, or they make a bomb ass product and everybody gets it. So that catches the eye of people who run big events, or, you know, and they just snatch them.
Yeah. If any of you have any connections, please contact me at Jake Vorden in World.
Yeah, listeners.
I'll be your friend.
If you think you can put us on the map, please do it, and tell people about the Tea Talk.
Yeah. And by the way, you can still get that free espresso machine if you tell me you want.
Oh yeah.
You know, just tell
and
me.
You can still get a SL URL to my store for free.
But there are free things in your store.
Oh yeah, there are. I actually made this during the holidays. I made a sample pack of free shoes for every single slink feet. Okay, there are 3 kinds of feet. For female. I made flats and then mid pumps and high pumps. And they're available for free at my main store and my marketplace.
Yeah.
And for colors that are like, okay, it's just 4 colors, but they're basic colors. It's black, white, red, and nude. And they go with fucking everything. So
yeah, it's a sample pack.
So just go grab that if you haven't already, listeners, because you probably know us and you're probably our friends.
Yeah, and there's a couple. Well, there's really only one new free thing in my store, but yeah, you can go get that too.
Well, nobody cares.
Okay.
I'm kidding. If you get my free SL URL, you can walk right across outside my store and walk right into Jake's store.
Yes.
And grab the new free stuff, and also buy stuff from him too, and give him lemons and support.
Yeah, buy stuff from Ash too.
Yes, please do. I'm like Tinkerbell. If you don't pay me, I die.
Help pay my student loan.
I don't think Tinkerbell worked that way, but if you don't make it rain, I disappear.
Oh my god.
I get tinier and tinier.
Wow, we just did some serious, like, shameless promo.
Well, it's our fucking show.
We are the sponsors.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor our show, fuck off. We got each other. JK. I think we did some good catching up.
Yeah, we missed you guys, all 2 of you.
Yeah, we missed you guys listening to us babble about stuff. So this was the New Year's Bitter Betties special.
It was, wasn't it?
Because we kind of talked about everything that has been annoying us through this entire time that we weren't.
What a way to start the year.
That we weren't recording. We just did a whole set of complaints about it all. Now there you have it. And we promise our next podcast will probably come out sooner and with less complaints.
Yes.
And more funny stuff.
And if you agree with our complaints, comment. If you disagree, comment with some curse words and hopefully some really good insults.
Yeah. Make funny ones.
Yeah.
Be creative.
Yeah. Do that.
So that's the tea.
That's the tea.
No, you were supposed to say the other thing.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay, you say that's the tea.
Well, now you kind of killed the moment, but okay, that's the tea, I guess.
Cue the theme song.
Okay, bye.
That was bad.
Tea Talk, the best radio show. Spill the Tea Talk, the best radio show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think the show was over? Well, it kind of was. Like, that was it. That was the second part of that conversation we had. The Bitter Betty extravaganza. Since this was a little short, I'm just gonna leave you here with a bunch of Marcy clips from our friend Grant. Yeah, Marcy leaves a lot of confused and upset voicemails on our Facebook chats, and I think it's fitting to as the cherry on top of this New Year's Bitter Betty special to listen to what Marcy had to say the last couple of months. So without further ado, here's Marcy.
Hey everybody, it's Marcy. I've entered this Project Runway, this competition, and I was the creator of clothing, and they wanted male and women's fashions, and I didn't know what to do. And then they told me to use more flexi. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know how I got in this world that's called the Seconds Life. But I'm here. And somehow I own this store named Garbagio. And I'm lost. And I just want to watch my telenovela. Hello, this is Marcy. I just got done listening to them rap musics that these kids these days are listening to, that Diddy and the Jazzy person, all those different weird rapper names. I don't understand this music. Why don't you just talk? You don't have to put music to it. It just sounds like you're saying stuff real fast. Like, I don't understand. Why? What are they saying? Hello again, this is Marcy. I just got done watching this Vanderpump Rules show, and this girl Stacy is just not a very nice young woman. I don't know what she's doing. She's over here talking about ripping people's heads off. And I think she's swearing, or else those beeps are for a dramatic effect or to get your attention in the middle of the program. I don't understand why she's so vocal about her hatred. And who is this person? Jasper Jackson? Something like that. Why is he such a, as the kids would call it, a douche bag? I don't think I can watch this. Hey, it's Marcy again. Well, I feel like I need to express something I've been noticing recently with these young women of today's society. They all are dressing like, pardon my French, they're all dressing like women of the night. You can see everything. Don't you want to leave a little to the imagination? I can see their breasts and their legs. I would be surprised if I couldn't see their lady business. This is, especially these girls in this Vanderpump Rules show. Why are they all dressed like walkers of the streets? I don't know. It's Marcy again. Just like I said earlier, these young women of today's society really need to get a hold of their languages. How dare she talk to Santa Claus like that? And I can't even believe she would say that word in front of another man. I'm so overwhelmed with disgrace and confusions. Just why? The only time that word is correct is when you're talking about chickens or behind closed doors under your breath accidentally when he puts it in your butt. Like, God, that's what always happened with me and Richard.
T-Talk, the best radio show. Spilling the T-Talk, the best radio show.
And that's it. That bitch is so fucking crazy. Did I tell you guys that she's based off of me? Well, she is. Like, if you don't know that, you probably didn't listen to her previous podcasts. If you didn't, why? Go back and listen. So, thank you guys for listening. That's the tea and stuff. Bye.
T-Talk, the best radio show. Spilling the tea with Ashley, me. T-Talk, the best radio show. Spilling the T-Talk, the best radio show. Spilling the tea with Ashley, me. T-Talk.